Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Now, as you may recall, in the first part of my speech, I discussed the importance of planning for retirement and the many factors that help contribute in the decision-making process while planning for retirement, financial planning being one. Now, most of you will consider financial planning being the number one priority in planning for retirement, and that may so very well be true, because there is no greater sorrow nor disappointing feeling that one may experience until one spends his last dollar on a lotto ticket and realizes that his numbers does not hit. Now, how are you going to bounce back from that? And let's be honest. For every dollar spent, you have to work twice as hard to regain that dollar back. So that's something to think about when planning to retire. So the question is, how can I become more effective in the decision-making process while planning for retirement and to avoid any consequences by failing not to plan for retirement? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. See, retirement will be different for everyone. Not all retirees will have the luxury of living a comfortable retirement life, especially tomorrow retirees that are not willing to view all aspects of their lives that can help in the decision-making process. Focusing on lifestyle choices and lifestyle changes, one would have to decide if they want to continue or if they can live the same lifestyle they used to live while they were earning a paycheck. You see, workers qualify for early retirement age at the age of 62, and depending upon the year you were born, the normal retirement age is considered between 65 and 70 years old. And in most cases, those who retire early don't retire early because they want to, they retire because they have to. For example, 40% of retirees are first forced to leave work early, whether they're ready to leave work or not, planned or unplanned, due beyond the fact of what they agree upon. And examples of those, personal illness, spouse, and what I like to classify as the number one reason why people are forced to leave work early is due to early retirement based upon the decision of their employer. There are many aspects in a person's life that can help in the decision-making process for tomorrow retirees, such as adapting to life without having to work. You have to adjust to a lifestyle where you're comfortable and be able to be active in other things besides working. Maybe relocating to another city or state. Perhaps you've had kids during the time that you were working. You might want to be close to them, their family, your grandkids. All those are considered viewing the aspects to help a person plan for a better retirement. Now, let us not forget that we are focusing on other aspects such as lifestyle changes, choices, relocating that all partake in the decision-making process in planning for retirement. But we should be aware of the consequences for not planning. So we want to avoid any consequences that can affect us, long-term or short-term. Not only does the consequences affect you and your household, it can also have an adverse macroeconomic consequences for the population as a whole, with the standards of living. Considerably, what I like to say, public coffers and government coffers. And what these are funds set up by the government that the government dips into on a regular basis, regardless if the funds are present or not, to help support the needs and the wants of the elderly, while tomorrow retirees will suffer in the long run. Now keep in mind, the only way that these funds become present is by taxation. And those that are getting taxed are included, you and I. So currently, the economy are the ones that's getting taxed, which is what we call a rise in taxes. Now, those consequences are similar to the number one consequence that I consider to be the most effective in retirement planning. And what that is, not planning to retire or not knowing how to plan for retirement or waiting too late to plan for retirement is when a person does not know if they can retire or not and live off the monthly income that they will receive once they retire. So I'm asking you to put your concerns on the table. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. And even if you have not the slightest concerns about retirement, at least ask yourself, will you be prepared for retirement? How comfortable would you like to live once you do retire? Can you handle living less, or do you have a problem making adjustments to live less comfortable, but yet to be financially prepared? Now ask yourself, what ways can you free up money? What happened? My battery went dead.